Hey everybody, welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. I'm Danny.
I'm Bobby Choi. 영어 어려워요. 한국에서 하기 어려워요.
Oh, Bobby.
Hi, Danny. We are friends. Very old friends. I'm manager. I'm upper. I'm Danny upper.
늙어 나보다 나이가 많다고?
상급.
상급이만.
상급자.
그것도 맞아, 그것도 맞아.
I have wife and son. 딸인가?
아들이야.
아들이죠. 리얼 바비. 영어 못하겠네.
잘한다.
네.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Kim Dong-ah, one of the best MCs in Korea. 너는 MC는 제일 잘해.
예.
스탠드업은 뭐 모르겠지만. Everybody, Dong-ah is the best MC in Korea. The fucking best.
Hey.
Better than MC 딩동인가 누군가. 그 사람보다 더 잘해.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Noonchi Podcast.
You know what? 좀 비슷하게 생겼어.
I was looking in the camera, actually from behind the camera, and I was like, wow, we actually look a little bit similar. My hair is a little different now.
He has your older hairstyle.
Yeah, from a week ago.
And right now, skin tone is 비슷해. 피부색도 비슷하고.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
that's about it. That's all I got.
나중에 뭐 촬영하면 어떤 영화, if we make a movie, he could play my idiot brother, my 바보 동생. Just
Lost at, separated at birth.
yeah.
Okay. So what's up, everybody?
What's going on?
We are here.
We got the green background today because it represents fortune. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Money, green.
Oh, in
I guess in the
dollars?
US, in dollars, yeah.
We should have had a yellow.
In manon.
Yeah.
Manon.
Yeah, we should have had the yellow one for the
50,000 won.
for the ajumma.
But I put the green because I figure I want to say thank you to everyone that ordered Keseki t-shirts.
Oh yeah,
It's the #1 selling item on my merch store.
Does that make you feel good or bad?
It makes me feel all kinds of bad.
that my stupid idea I had late at night
Yeah.
has made more sales
Yeah.
than your baghead, which I do love the
Yeah. I'm going to let you start, writing the, what is that? Or making the titles of my albums and songs. Maybe there's something to that.
You know what it is? I think there's this again, mad cocky, but there's something about tapping into a certain demographic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got Korean Americans of our age range, like their tastes, like their sensibilities. I think I got it down. Like more than most people.
Our age, or your age.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, your age is, I don't know. I don't know what was it like in the 70s, but 80s and 90s Koreans, I got. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for buying our merch. And, hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully you rock them. Hopefully you take pictures and send them to us.
Yeah, let us know.
On Instagram. And, we will be happy. We did order for ourselves.
Yeah, it still hasn't arrived.
But you know why? Because Korean government decided to give the parcel delivery men a break, and so they had the weekend off.
Yeah, they had 3 days off.
Yeah,
3-day weekend.
Yeah. So
maybe by the time I get home, it's already there.
Thank you to all the Techbe people for doing
your service,
doing God's work. Yo, man,
yeah, seriously,
it's fucking crazy.
They deliver on Sundays too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get the 2-liter bottled water packs.
Yeah.
You know how
You used to get it at the 편의점.
Yeah.
Now you get it delivered to
because
you.
it's cheaper.
It is cheaper to
It is
deliver.
cheaper. Yes. Yes.
Wait, the 편의점 is cheaper or the
No, the
order?
the delivery.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper. That's why I do it. But
Okay.
if it wasn't, I would go down. I'd do the exercise.
Well, now you got your other means of exercising. So
I had. You know
You're
what? By
outside.
the way, I had a big cheat weekend.
meaning you didn't work out this weekend. Okay.
Okay. The reason why
I feel
didn't-
like every other week
yeah.
is a cheat weekend. So-
The reason why I did not work out this Sunday like I normally do
Mhm.
is because my trainer,
Uh-huh.
he got his second dose of the vaccine
Okay.
on Saturday.
Oh, so he
And
needs to
so
rest.
doctor's orders do not meet people the following day or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's what he said. So
Okay.
that's the 2 times I missed training.
Mhm.
And so I was like, since I'm missing training, instead of working out at home,
Yeah.
I said, fuck it. And I went to town.
Okay. But that's the thing.
I had
Whenever you
legit 3
don't
meals.
whenever you don't work out,
Oh.
I feel like you give yourself a free pass to eat more
Mhm.
and drink more.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like if you just like don't work out, maybe you should just have a normal meal.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
And when you do work out, after you work out,
Yeah.
you can go crazy.
Yeah. But that's why like this morning I woke up going, oh man, I'm fat again.
But you don't look fat. I don't know. It's
I
like
mean, I could tell, I could feel it. I could feel all the swelling. Right now I have even my head is bigger.
uh-huh.
And that's why like I try to loosen my hat as much as I can.
Even your head is bigger. So you're saying but
I got
wouldn't
fatter.
you agree that your head always stays the same size?
No. I think you lose head weight too.
Well, okay, and the cheeks and stuff.
Yeah. But even
But I
think
remember you had a joke saying,
if I lost weight,
Asians have big heads.
Koreans.
Koreans have big heads.
That's why you'll never see them with a turtleneck on.
Yeah.
'Cause that shit will just. Why are you?
And then what
doing
was it? Why
are you doing pull-ups on your own shirt? What's
even
wrong?
if you lost all that weight,
Yeah.
the head will still be the same, and you just look like a lollipop.
Yes.
That was a good joke.
Yes. I don't know if I was skinny and had a big head.
Uh-huh.
Every time I try to tie my shoes, I just roll. No, but so yeah. I mean, I just feel it in my face, my body. So. Enough of diet talk. I feel like
Yeah.
we started off with diet talk for the last like 2 months.
Oh yeah.
So Bob, how
Oh.
was your weekend? I had nothing to do. This
I
weekend.
wanted to get straight into this because I had a blast from the past.
Mm.
You know how you said I grew up in the 70s and all.
Mm.
So there was an apartment that we lived in in the 80s, right? This is a super blast from the past, and it could be a scam, but I just want to talk about it because it really like, if anything, it was like a fun conversation or a fun thing that brought me back to the 80s, I guess. So I got a voicemail yesterday. I still have my US number. Right. And I ported it to Google Voice. So, but I don't, I just get voicemails and stuff, a lot of spam.
Yeah.
But yesterday I got a voicemail and it was pretty elaborate, where like the first thing I thought, this just has to be a scam. But what it was a real estate agent in New York. It was a 917 number. So I knew it was like New York. That's weird. And they said they were this blah, blah, blah real estate agent from Manhattan, from this company that was legit. And then they were like, so we're trying to get in touch with my father. They named my father, right? And who passed away like over 20 years ago. Right. And they got the exact address of where we lived, exact apartment, all that. And they were like, well, we're trying to reach this person that lived there after us. But it seems they no longer, I think they passed away or they no longer live there.
Right.
So they want to show the apartment. So they're trying to get our permission from my dad
Right.
to show the apartment. And I'm thinking, well, I think we rented that place. We didn't own it. But then again, I was only 10 years old when we lived there.
Right. So you did not know.
So how did they get my number? And they actually didn't say Bobby. They said my other brother's name. And they were like, oh, we're trying to reach this person. I think it's your dad. And they named my dad. And then this apartment that we lived in over 30 years ago, all this stuff, like possibly they're saying we like to show it because your dad owns the place. Right?
Did he say, did the person say he owns the place?
It was, no, not like
Okay,
that.
okay.
But we'd like to show it.
Right.
And they gave us a time and place. They want to show it to this specific client. Right. And so I was like, oh, that's weird. So I sent the message over to my family, both my brothers, because, you know, I was the youngest. I was only 10 when we lived there, right?
Right.
And then, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure my dad passed away with 0 assets. Like, he's owned property in the past in New York, right? But from what I understand, from what my mom tells me, everything was kind of just, you know, sold off or foreclosed, right? And so I was thinking a scam. This has to be a scam. They just figured out, like, did an internet search on my dad's name, blah, 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 blah. His name was on some contract that they saw. And then they found my number. And they're trying to get me to call and, like, give them some information about myself, right? But then I was thinking, it'd be easy enough to just call, like, a real estate agent or the building itself that I lived in.
Right.
And talk to the owner of the building and say, hey, listen, we used to live there. My dad, blah, blah, blah. Does my dad own this apartment? Like, that's all I need to ask, right? Essentially.
Or like, you know, I mean, obviously you can ask any other real estate agent to go through, you know, like, I'm sure if you go through public records of who owns what, you can go get to the bottom of it, right?
If it is true, though, that my dad owned this property and that we just had no, like, he would have to pay taxes over the past 30 years on this place. Right. So then it got me thinking, did my dad have another family?
Oh.
Did he have, like, someone that, like, he passed his real assets over to a different family? And that would piss me off, being like, because he left me nothing. He left me, like, no, he didn't leave me. He just left, like, a box of, like, old watches and stuff like that. But
were they good watches?
There was one Rolex in there, but I still have yet to get it appraised or anything. But
okay, here's now some thoughts, some hypotheticals, right? Number one, this is a way more elaborate and detailed scam than, hey, I'm a Nigerian prince. And, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's very specific, like,
right.
too.
So you know, that's interesting. Either that or those scammers are stepping up their game. You know what I mean? By the way, there are no royalty in Nigeria, so there's no such thing as a Nigerian prince. The second thing I think about is, what if your father just said, whoops, I forgot.
I mean, it is a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, over 30 years ago in the 80s, like, buying a 1-2 bedroom apartment in Manhattan clearly was not as much as it costs now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We used to live this place was actually in a prime spot now. So it would be worth a lot. Right. But back then, like I said, when we lived in Midtown, I lived in Bryant Park, right? And so that was just a dirt lot back then. Like, it was shitty back then. Like, I hated it. Across the street was Times Square, and it had all the, like,
the porno.
Yeah, it was like not a good place to live, you know, for family. You know, so back in the 80s, it might have been a steal, you know, so it wouldn't have been too far off to think that my dad owned a property in Manhattan. This is what's screwing me up.
Okay, so I mean, ultimately, hypothetically, the best case scenario, right? Best case scenario is, you know, when you do laundry and then you dig through your pockets before you throw them in the machine and you find like a 20. You know what I mean? This is like a times a million of that, right?
It's a better version.
Which is a great. Well, you'd be like, oh shit, that's a dope ass 20, right?
Yeah, some pants or jeans I didn't wear for 30 years.
Yeah, you're like, oh, there's a
deed
deed. There's a deed to an apartment in here. Oh, right. That's best case scenario, right? And obviously, like you start getting like, if I hit the lotto dreams, right? People are very optimistic. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, my wife, when I told her this, she got so like, she was like, I've been praying for something like this to happen. Right. You know, like, she knows how much I make. Right. So she's praying every day. You know?
Well, I mean, obviously it's not going to go just to you. It's going to be divvied up amongst.
Oh, yeah.
If it happens, right?
No, next to kin would be my mom.
Right.
Right. It would go to my mom and she would have to be like, give it to her secret family on the other side.
Okay, so now we go into scenario 3.
Yeah. I it's like the multiverse in Marvel.
Yeah. Scenario 3. Scenario 3 is let's hypothetically say your father had another family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to avoid confusion, named one of the kids the same name as your brother. Just same name.
Oh man, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now
that's weird.
Now let's say hypothetically, your father had another family and had a child in that family.
Yeah.
And you didn't know, but through this incident, you find out that your pops had another family, had another child. And
I have step siblings.
Yeah, and all of you guys, your brothers and your step brothers or step siblings, go, you know what? All right. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's sell this shit and split it up.
Yeah.
Would you be mad, offended?
No, I mean, at this time, like, even if it's $200, I'd be like, at least finally you left me something. Jeez.
Even if you had like step siblings you didn't know about, like,
dude, $200. You know how many tongdoks that is? That's 40 tongdoks at my shijang, man. That's 40 meals I get right there.
All right. Thanks, Pops, for 40 meals. That's great, man.
I don't know. Like, I mean, just like everything is like, all right, there's like a 1% chance that this could actually pan out. Like, the trip down memory lane was kind of worth it too. I actually forgot which apartment number it was. And every now and then I think, what floor did we live on again? I knew it was, and then now since they say it, I remember it like it was yesterday. So even for that much alone, I'm glad for the trip down memory lane.
Yeah, but you would also appreciate if a few $1 million came through your way, right?
That would be nice.
All right, okay. No.
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
It's like,
you know what? This is more fun. All right. Everybody that I know, everybody that I know has probably had if I won the lottery game.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone
but let's just put it this way.
Yeah.
A lottery is kind of hardcore, right? Like meaning like the Powerball sometimes gets to $1 billion. Right?
Yeah.
Let's say a cool whatever your potential apartment's gonna be worth.
Yeah.
Let's say $5 million.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's stretching it for
10 mil, $5 million.
Nah, probably like a lower.
Okay.
Like probably $3 million tops.
Okay, so $5 million.
All right, let's say
easy.
$5 million. Okay.
Oh no, you know what? $3 million.
Okay.
And then your mom goes, you know what? Each one of you brothers get $1 million each.
Okay.
I don't need nothing. Right? With your $1 million, what would you do?
With $1 million?
What would you do?
All I know right now is I would probably quit my job. No, I'm kidding. I mean, these days, that's not worth quitting your job. Yeah. But I would definitely invest in something that, has some sort of like, I don't even know. I don't invest in stuff. Like I probably
invest in like.
Yeah. I don't know. I would probably like just, to be honest, I paid off all my debt except for my student loans. I pay off the student loans first, and then I would try to invest in something that I not just something that will make money, but something that I believe in or that would be exciting to be a part of.
So it's not like, I'd invest in a water market.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I don't think I want to do that, although I probably would end up doing that.
Or like a coin laundry in Korea, or like
something like that's a sure thing. As small of a what is that a return is. I would probably opt for something that would make me happy. Like if a friend needed money for like a passion project, I would be more willing to give to that with the smaller chance of I'm not supposed to have money. That's the whole point of all this. So
hey, all our listeners, if you have a choice to give money to Bobby or me, although probably Bobby needs it more than I do because he has a family, don't give it to him. Give it to me. I'll funnel it the right way. No, but that's cool, man. Like, do you know how these days, like, I'm on Tinder and those types of dating apps, and some people. Not all the girls that I meet or talk to. Some people are more upfront about like how much I make. They're more curious. What kind of access?
Oh yeah. So those people are on to actually meet their significant other.
Yes.
So they have to ask those. Well, in Korea, that's like a normal question. That's probably already. Like for sogeting, when people set them up, they probably already know how much each other make, right? So,
I said, I have a house in the U.S.
Oh, really? Okay, you said,
and they were like, "Oh my God, really?" I was like, "Yeah, 2 people need to die first. It's mine." But yeah, it's mine. No. So, yeah.
What would you do with $1 million? Let's say you just got, I know, but 3 million or whatever you just came across money that it's just money, like inherited.
If I had, so I remember we kind of talked about this last time when it said that I randomly, like a douchebag, searched my name and Danny chose net worth. My net worth was $12 million somewhere. And I was like, I don't know what happened to 11.9 of the 99 of the $1 million. But if I had that much money, I wouldn't give, particularly my parents, I wouldn't give them a big lump sum.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't be like, here's $1 million.
Yeah.
Right. What I would do is I would give them monthly installments. You know what I mean? So that they don't do anything stupid.
Well, this could mean two things. They can take this in two ways.
Right.
They could be like, oh, he thinks we're gonna live long, so.
Yeah, long enough.
Or he thinks
long enough.
We're not going to live that long, so he doesn't have to give the home.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him monthly installments, enough to be at least 10 to 15 years of rest for my sister, for my future nephews and nieces.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. I'll try to set up a fund so that their certain educational things will be taken care of, like college. Hopefully.
You know what? Actually, this reminds me. I think Frank, right? Frank has been on the show and he listens sometimes, right? Or maybe he's listening now. Frank, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. He used to work at a company out after college, I think, where he had to contact people that had just won the lottery in their states or whatever. And then he worked for a company that like went after them. It wasn't like a scam thing, but it was like I forgot what the company did. I think maybe they helped them finance or do like financial advising for their newfound wealth.
Yeah, because a lot of people who have hit the lottery have gone broke.
Oh yeah, there's like all these like
it's like a curse. Like
it's a curse. Yeah, the curse of winning the lottery.
Yeah. So that's what I would for my immediate family. It's not actually for my sister and my brother-in-law. I think I can trust him with like a lump sum.
Okay.
Here's a mil. Like
I've thought about this even like if I did win the lottery, the first thing I would do is not tell anybody I won the lottery. I would just be like, there's no way.
Absolutely.
And then you start getting calls from people like, yo, man, remember what I did for you back in like 82? I don't know. You were.
Hey.
Oh, here we go.
No, but you know what'd be funny though? Like it'd be funny if like, let's say I win the lottery.
Yeah.
But I still live in that shitty Shinchon apartment.
Yeah.
And people, obviously they won't know, but eventually people will find out and be like, why the fuck are you still living there? You know? right. You know what I mean?
This is actually not bad for a movie plot.
Yeah. But why would you still live there? You know, and like my thing is like, I don't know. Ultimately, I should move. I can move. Yeah. I can still move now. Mm-hmm. But I'm so lazy. Like the thought of going, like I have to pack all this shit up. You know,
pack what? You got like
it's a lot of shit, man.
Is there a lot of stuff in there?
Like I have to pack all this. I mean, obviously, it's not as big as like if you guys moved, right?
You don't know this because you haven't moved yet in Korea. Yeah. But there are companies that literally, I didn't know how great it was to move in Korea. Mm-hmm. Like you can literally pay a company to come in and pack every single thing in the house. You don't have to touch anything. Mm-hmm. Like you literally can leave your toothbrush in like in a cup in the bathroom and they come in, they pack everything, take photos, and then they set up the whole house based on what they can.
Yes.
In your new place.
No. I mean, I know what it is. Like, but no. You know what? I like my area.
The area.
I like the Shinchon Hongdae area.
Well, why don't you just get the apartment above you? It's a little bit higher, better view. What about there?
If that'll piss me off. If I'm gonna move to another. Whatever. Like like things like this is like if I move, I have to go to Mokdong to tell them that I moved.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't like errands.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
suck.
Okay, I had an errand this week that I truly don't like doing, but I had to do it. So the light bulb in my kitchen goes off, right? Yeah. But it's not regular like the circular light bulb. It's one of them LED like those long like bulbs, right? Mm-hmm. And then so I text Tongwon, how do you say like a light bulb, like a place that sells light bulbs, right? He goes 전등 가게입니다, right? So I put neighbor 신촌 전등 가게. Go to the first place, fucking close. Son of a bitch, right? So I go, I brought the old thing out.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm short, right? But I don't have a chair in my house.
You don't have any chairs in your house?
Like I have a desk chair, but that shit swivels. I don't want to fall on my face, right?
Yeah.
But what I did was, the new, I told you I had the step machine, the step.
Yeah.
It elevates me just enough. So I got up and I unscrewed it. And then I did not change this bulb like that was broken. It didn't work for a month.
Oh yeah. And
I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
So I went, the bulb cost $3. And I was like, what the fuck? It took me this long to fix it.
Yeah.
So after that errand of putting on the bulb and rescrewing the shit on and turning it on, it works. I was like, I'm done. For my week of errands.
Okay, like, moving is a pill.
I'm super lazy, right?
The worst part about moving is probably the fact that you have to notify your crew within 3 months, right? 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah, and then you got to get that changed. It's like
so those are the things that annoy me. Yeah. But so that's the reason why I would have moved. In Korea, you know what I would do? If I had If I had like 5 million to play around.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm not going to make this 1 million back.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a comedy club.
A comedy club for $1 million. Mm-hmm. I think you can get investors for that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you should do that if that's all you. Yeah.
No, it's less than $1 million. I know I can get it for less than $1 million, but the rest of it would be the cushion that is going to be a rainy few months to a year.
Yeah, right now.
You know what I mean?
Is it worst time?
But aside from that, like I would, that's what I would do. And the rest
Okay.
of it, I would invest in various things.
Okay.
Maybe a house. Throwing on a house.
Yeah. I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe 2 units. Maybe a building,
I would buy. Yeah.
a small building, like a fourplex in Korea.
Or I mean, if it's like, here we go again with the moving. If you chanse a place for like a mill, that's a good place.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
You get
Yes,
that
yes,
money
yes.
back, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if I have 5 mil, fuck my laziness. Yeah, I would move, right?
We've been talking about this.
I know this is hypothetical. Like, are we going like whatever?
But the truth is, you guys do this all the time too, right? You're
Absolutely,
thinking
dude.
about every now and then. If I won the lotto,
Absolutely.
and it's always like, it's got to be at least, I got to win at least this much. It's like, it's so hypothetical that you're like,
And I don't have a I want to travel the world thing. You know what I mean? I have no thoughts about like getting my visa stamped, my passport stamped with every visa in the world. I do
Okay.
not care about that.
okay.
But there are certain places that I would like to revisit, hang out a little longer, things like that. Just I want my life. I realize hasn't been hard. You know what I mean? Like compared to like, speaking of back in the days, like I'm positive that your parents' generation, my parents' generation, like their amount of hustling and working hard is exponentially more hardcore than what the hell we've been
I
through.
agree.
Right.
agree.
So like I haven't really busted my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel like I need a big ass vacation like that.
I've run this scenario in my head. If I won the lottery enough to cover, like, I would pay all of my extended family and my immediate family all of their debt off. Right?
All of them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
If I had enough, I would pay all their debt off, and then, but in order to make it fair, is whoever has the most debt, I would, whatever that amount is, I would give that amount to whoever had the least debt, and then kind of work its way towards the middle.
Isn't there any wait? What about this? Regardless of how much debt they have, it's based on how many seed days they bought of yours.
Yeah,
Man.
nobody's getting jack shit.
You only bought one CD.
There's no way to know that.
I have like
There's
8
no way to
albums.
know.
You only bought one. How many t-shirts you buy? You buy only one, 2.
Oh man, I told you, right, when we found those eggs, we had a whole mess load of
Right.
a kid on, right?
Double
eggs.
yolk, twin yolks.
All those twin yolks. So we were like, oh, we gotta go buy some lotto tickets. What a waste of money.
$10.
My goodness.
$10.
Huh?
You spend like $10.
Yeah, $10. Yeah. But still, like $10 lost
Raining.
in a gambling setting is worse than, like losing $10.
Off, like out of your wallet?
Yeah.
Why?
Shouldn't it be that way? Because money won is way better than money earned. Isn't there some saying like that?
Well, I don't know, because to me, if you lost $10 out of your wallet, that pissed me off more as opposed to the gambling part. Because in gambling, there is you're doing it for a possibility of
actually you are paying for just the time from when you lose.
Right.
From the time when you buy to the time you lose that.
Yeah, even the scratching
exhilaration.
part. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
hope. You're paying for the hope of like, oh shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is true.
So, wow, we went like 30 minutes, 34 minutes of
What? Come on,
future.
when life is not that great, living the dream, living inside, like possibilities and like thinking about like, what if, like,
do you think rich people?
it was fun.
Do you think rich people? I don't want to say dream, but do they think about being poor? Everybody
No.
thinks about being rich, right? Like if I had this money, like I would buy this car, this house, blah blah blah.
No, I
whatever.
don't think they do.
You think anyone knows like
I think the biggest thing they struggle with
Mm.
is do people respect me?
rich people.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, for us that are trying to get rich, we care about that too.
Right.
But we think less about that than rich people.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
like it's funny. Like I'm like money.
Mhm.
It's an old bit I did in Korean and in English,
Mhm.
but it's based off of the first time I came to Korea. One of the first times, right? Like I did a gig in English,
Mhm.
and I got paid the door all in cash,
Uh-huh.
and it was like about 2 G's
Mm-hmm.
in 만원.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly thick wad of cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And so I put it in my wallet,
Mhm.
and then we went to a hunting bar,
Mhm. Mhm.
glam.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you would call glam a
Yeah,
hunting
yeah,
bar.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so I walk in. There's like a no hoodies, like there's a attire or like clothes,
Mhm.
like thing. But
Hunting bar, by the way.
Mm.
Do we need to explain that real quick?
a hunting bar is a bar where men
Or
typically-
women?
but typically men.
Mhm.
Usually the setup is like this, right? There's like a big ass like bar in the middle, right?
Mhm.
Like a square ass bar, right?
Mhm.
And like lounge or tables and lounge chairs.
That's how glam's set up. Yeah.
and couches
Yeah.
around in the perimeter,
Yeah.
right? And so a lot of times there are going to be women
Mhm.
in the bar.
Yeah. Typically, it's always separated. There's no groups of guys and girls that come together
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
unless they're like foreigners,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But usually it's girlfriends, they come together,
Yeah.
and then guys, they come together, or and then you can buy people a drink or like approach someone and say, hey, do you want to join our group?
Right.
And then there you have it. You have like a speed dating thing.
So
that
you're
you just set
hunting.
up.
You'll be
Yeah,
like, hey,
you're
how's it
hunting
going?
for-
You want a drink? I'm like, I'm not interested, whatever.
Yeah,
So I went to Glam,
yeah. Uh-huh.
and my appearance didn't change much 10 years ago. I might not have facial hair. I might have a little bit more hair, but I was still like a fat mess, right? So yeah,
I would argue that you look now much more wisdomous.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Not a word, but
I know.
so I go there,
Yeah.
and every girl goes, oh my God, like because at the bar,
Mhm.
like you could see people come up, so every girl at the bar would check to see if
Yeah.
that dude looks good.
Lots
right?
of cold shoulders happening.
That dude looks rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember going to a hunting bar once, and it was not at Glam. It was somewhere else, right? But so this guy sits next to a girl.
Mhm.
I'm just because I was walking around just seeing what this view was. It was a place with a shark. I forget what it's called, right? But this guy sits down, pretend like he's like tired, right?
Mhm.
And he empties his pockets, right? He pulls out his wallet,
Mhm.
which is like a Gucci wallet or whatever,
Mhm.
right? Pulls out his like cell phone, and then he pulls out his keys. It was a
Uh-huh.
Maserati, I remember,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
right? Now, what I thought was interesting
Mhm.
was like, there's valet. If you drove here,
Yeah.
you would have valeted, especially a Maserati, right?
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, but he's doing it to like what do you call it? Peacock.
Fish.
Yeah, he's trying to peacock, right?
It's like bait.
yeah. To be like, ooh, look at the Maserati, look at the Gucci wallet, right?
Mhm.
So I look at him and I go, wow. Do you always bring out 2 copies of your keys? He's like, what? And I go, you probably valeted, right? He's like, yeah. Then why the fuck you have your keys now? You brought 2. Oh my God.
It's because I know where he parked in Itaewon.
Right,
It
right.
wasn't a valet.
Yeah.
It was across the street from Hamilton.
Yeah, no,
It was-
So it was at a different place.
Oh, okay.
It was 1970 something. I
Mhm.
forget right. Anyway, so the first time I go to the what do you call it? The Glam,
yeah.
right? Everyone's giving me the cold shoulder, right? I get to the bar. I think I was with Kenny.
Mhm.
And I go, I'd like a bottle of whatever whiskey.
Mhm.
And they give me the price.
Mhm.
And instead of pulling out like almost the right amount of change,
Uh-huh.
I pull out the whole wad.
The whole wad of cash.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm counting like I work at a bank.
Mhm.
And I put it back, and a girl goes, oh, hi, what do you do? Right? The same girl that was just like, oh my God, who's this fat, ugly motherfucker, right? Yeah. So,
maybe that's the move. Like, but who carries cash these days? But maybe it still works.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, So it's it's interesting that it's not money and riches isn't everything.
Yeah.
But not just in Korea. I feel like all throughout the world, that type of material value is undeniable.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, it's part of the world that, I call the sickening side.
Yeah.
That makes, I mean, it has to exist, right?
Yeah.
It exists, unfortunately. And like, and it makes you sick to your stomach sometimes when you think about it, when you go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. That's why I wanna find the girl. I was talking to my mom, right? My mom, she's like, don't get married.
Oh, she said don't
Recently.
get married.
I was like, why? And she goes, apparently in Korea, when you get married, it is a guy's job to already have bought a house. Like that's the norm now. Like, oh, you getting married? I have our house. And I was like, that's that's tough. Now, yeah. Why is it our house? If I bought it, it's mine. You know what I mean? Like, and then that it got me to think about like the like expectation.
Yeah.
Of if you can afford it, and your salary and everything, it fits. It makes sense for you to get a place. Get it, right? But if it doesn't, but you're trying to just like, what do you call it, fit in or like whatever with the Joneses, you know what I mean? Then you become that person that's gonna be swamped in mortgage payments and debt, and you're not gonna be happy. You know what I mean? Just to fit in and look cool, just because that's what everybody else is apparently doing, right? So that's the part that I was like, I can't get down with. That's not just a Korean thing, but I do hear it. It's more like in your face prevalent. Well,
I'm living that in a sense because I am, from the outside looking in, I do see these kinds of expectations from husbands.
Right.
It's a little different for me because I'm a foreigner, but I do still have certain expectations that are put on me.
Right.
Like in my mind, the home we purchased is too expensive, but we live in Seoul. So, but I'm thinking, hey, but we have an option. Maybe one day we can just move back to, move somewhere else. But for a lot of Korean people, they don't see that kind of opportunity. They can't really move with their money to another, it's a little different for us.
I get the, the like buying a house or having property. That's a thing all over the world. It's the American dream. It's like the Korean dream. Like, of course. But what I'm saying is that if your family, your wife, not just you guys, but everybody, if their joint salaries and financial situations can afford it, then absolutely. Like my sister and her husband, they rented when they got married. They saved up enough, and their salaries and living things, like all that financial situation, got to a point where it's time to purchase a place. So to me, that makes sense, right? But it's not, but a lot of times I feel like, well, my friend's husband, when she got married, provided them with a house. I'm not saying it happened to you, but I'm saying that here I hear that a lot, and I'm like, no, like if this is your salary, don't go crazy and force yourself. So that now all you can afford is like a banana a day. Do you know what I mean? There are people that do that.
I'm in a position where I used to have a say in the matter. Like, but because my first thing was after we got married, I made a movie.
Yeah.
Like all our savings went into the movie. Or, like, so really that should have got, in her perspective, that was supposed to go towards our house. Right. Or our chunse, or, like, so she was very patient with me, and we lived Warsaw for quite a while because of my decisions.
Right.
So she was very, very patient with me. And then, as you know, the movie, still available to watch, by the way, but it tanked, bad timing, all that stuff. So now whatever financial situation we're in, she gets every say. She gets all the say. And I'm okay with that. Like, she's been making great decisions with whatever money we do have, and like our situation. Like, so I have much to thank her for from beginning to now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she doesn't watch this. You don't have to fucking kiss her ass over the phone. I get it.
No, I'm grateful for the situation I'm in, because if I was alone, I'd feel like, man, I'd probably be in worse shape now. I make bad decisions when it comes to money, clearly, right?
Yeah,
we had this conversation.
We set it up in the beginning of the show. Even though he probably needs it more than I do, you know what I mean? If you had the choice, give it to me and I'll figure out how to properly set it up for whatever. I mean, it used to be...
that used to be your job, right?
I mean,
basically.
Not really, but like I run finance. That's why like I'm super risk averse. So when somebody goes, hey, I have this get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
And most of the time I'm right.
You're right. Yeah.
With the exception of things like Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Google stock.
Oh, okay.
Right. Some of those, like with a few of those big ones, and I mean like buying Bitcoin when it's $1,000.
Yeah. I mean,
I
was following Bitcoin back then as well. Yeah. And I didn't have the money. Yeah. I didn't even have that much, at the time. And anyway, I don't want to go down.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is that like I'm so risk averse. That's my problem, right? So, here's hoping to having a new, what do you call it, a new house, so you can get a few extra bucks.
I mean, this all from this. I thought we were going to talk about more stuff. Actually, I think we had more notes actually, but we're running out of time.
Man, whatever. Anyway. Talk about it.
Actually, no. The only thing I had to talk about more is what I haven't talked about in a while. Is every week I cook for the whole house.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So real quickly, I wanted to bring up, because we had a 3-day weekend, so I was stuck at home. Plus we work from home.
Right.
So I made a few meals this weekend, and one of them was a total test. But I made chilaquiles. Normally you do that with leftover corn tortillas, right? Or you make, or like at least decent tortilla chips. But I pulled it off with, I'm gonna call them circus nacho chips. When you go to bars in Korea, they have those circular nacho.
What do you call them, circus? Chips?
I don't know, because the bag it's like yellow and red. But it looks like this. It looks kind of like, I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of like circus peanut bags, or like circus tent.
For all you young listeners, a circus is where they have like weird things to see, like elephants doing random shit, or tigers doing random shit.
Back in the 70s.
Barnum and Bailey, I believe, is
Barnum and Bailey. I think you're thinking of Barnum and James, like the Bartles and James.
Yeah. Barnum and Bailey.
That's
what I said.
You said Barnum and Bailey. Damn.
So yeah, okay.
Wine coolers.
So you made
chilaquiles. Yeah. Yes. I think I did an okay job.
Did your family?
They loved it, or they were just being really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good actors.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I mean, this is every time I do this. My wife has, she has a thing that she does. Like, Whatever it is, I made that. I made like mozzarella, basil, and tomato paninis as well. So she'll point out to her parents, oh, if we were at a restaurant, this would cost 15,000원. Right. And then she'll break down how much it actually cost us to make, which is a lot less. And so they're always happy that we're being
frugal?
Financially responsible.
No, but what about the taste?
But they don't know. They've never tried that at a restaurant. So they're getting it firsthand. They're getting 외국 음식 from their 외국인 son-in-law. So it's almost like they don't need to go to get the authentic. they need to, but really it's not.
To kind of taste the difference. Like meaning like what a quote unquote professional restaurant, how that tastes versus how their 외국 son-in-law makes it.
Yeah.
Because, and we talked about this before, is Korean parents, when you order Chinese food, hate when you order fried rice.
Hate anything that you can make at home.
Absolutely. Right? But I've said, and I've argued this. Taste your own fucking 볶음밥 and taste that 볶음밥 until it becomes the same. I'm gonna order this 볶음밥 because this tastes way better, right? But you know, that kind of stuff. Like, you know, when parents try to, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, Mom, I want to eat McDonald's. And so I make you hamburger. My mom only knows how to marinate meat the Korean way. So even if it's like a ground beef patty, it is marinated like a bulgogi.
So it's like it has soy sauce, sugar, and whatever, like garlic.
Seriously.
So
I'm eating this bulgogi burger, and I'm like, and my mom's like, Big Mac. No, it's not. It's not a fucking Big Mac. It tastes like bulgogi. I hate this, right? You know, like, so my point is that like, frugality is a very different than the actual taste. But I think Korean parents can't shake off
any situation
being fucking cheap.
Any situation, whatever restaurant you're at, whatever, they're always gonna figure out in their mind. They're gonna run it through the 계산. You're like this, like what, like we should have just ate at home. Like that always runs through their head, right?
Absolutely. Like when it's like Father's Day or Mother's Day or Dad, Mom's birthday, and like it's either me or my sister. We both kind of like take our parents out to a nice restaurant, and we're eating, you know, whether it's steak, something good, right? Something super expensive, or not super expensive, but pretty expensive, like $100 a head type of joint, right? And they'll eat it and they'll be like, 맛있어. 근데 나는 갈비에다가 김치찌개 더 맛있는 것 같아. Right? But that is, okay. That is better if she says it to, they say it to us before we leave.
Oh, before you go to the restaurant.
Before we make reservations. You tell us that.
You might as well not say that kind of shit while you're eating.
Mid fucking slicing steak.
That's very Korean. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's other cultures experience the same thing, but it's very parent.
They wanted kimchi at a fucking steakhouse because it's like fucking, it makes you 답답해, right? Because it's like just tough. And I'm like, what are you doing? Or, Father, how would you like your steak, sir? Well done, please. Do you have A1 sauce?
There's a remedy to that, you know? So you could get away with it. You could even lie. And let's say you're at Mastro's or you're like, you know, Wolfgang Puck's or like some sort of like really expensive steakhouse, right? Say, 엄마, 아빠, we're going to this very expensive place, but I got 60% off, 50% off. So we have to go. And it's just the fact that they got it on sale. Like, it's going to make them feel better.
I think the sale part is good, but I don't want those comments like, you know what? I like jjigae and gogi a lot better for my birthday. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, how I wanted to be like, how do you think it makes the person who who's buying it. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you mom and dad are buying your own dinner and you say this shit, nothing to say. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if
I
your
agree,
son
yeah.
and daughter are going to take you out to dinner
Uh-huh.
at this nice place,
Yeah.
and they go, 맛있긴 맛있는데 이 돈 갖고는.
Then you gotta say, Amma, this was 1+1 tonight.
No, I'd be like, fuck that. No more gifts for you. I am just sending you money. You need to shut your mouth.
This reminded me of a joke you had, right? Was it like basically the McGyopo
The McDouble.
burger, the bulgogi burger? It's not exactly.
It's not Korean food. It's not Western food.
Yeah.
It's how Korean Americans feel.
Yeah.
We're neither this or that. And I still don't like the bulgogi burger
Yeah.
at anywhere. Loteria.
It's not really American. It's not really Korean.
Yeah, I don't eat
it's
any
like
of it. Yeah.
it's like a Korean American, Korean Canadian.
No, but seriously, like it's my actually, instead of making me think of good old times, that last story kind of infuriated me.
Okay.
thinking about like dumb shit. Like I don't say dumb shit. It's like something super Korean
Mhm.
that makes you not feel good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So kudos to all those people who survived that type of, I want to do something nice for my mom and dad.
Mhm.
And you get one of those big swift kicks in the throat.
Mhm.
Your parents have never done that to you? Or your mom?
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this before. You know, like my mom always had a big problem with me ordering 볶음밥
Yeah.
when we went to get
Yeah.
jjajangmyeon. But yeah, I mean, I understand it, but really, that's what I like the most there, and so yeah, I'm not gonna change my ways for
You know, even at a buffet. Remember Todai?
Todai. Yeah,
Remember Todai? Like, you know, you can, you know, my mom and dad will go for like the expensive shit, like the sushi,
crab legs and
crab,
stuff,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here I am just like filling up with like 볶음밥 and like
Yeah.
chicken teriyaki shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what I want to eat. And they're like, motherfucker, you know how much you're eating fucking 볶음밥 and right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I eat 3 of these? What if I eat 3 of these? Is that
Yeah.
okay? You know what I mean? So, you know, there's a Todai here.
Like it's called Todai.
I see the building.
Oh, really?
I see the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they have those places like
Ashley's.
Oh yeah, Ashley's. Yeah.
Not that good.
I'm sick of buffets. Like I can't. Yeah, I can't.
That's some baller ass. That's a baller ass.
I mean,
comment.
I've never walked out a buffet and felt like, oh, that was awesome.
Even the Vegas ones?
I mean, the thought of it is like, yeah, I've seen really good things, but I've always walked out like too full or like too like I feel like shit about myself kind of thing. I think I'm done with buffets. If I can get out of it, I'll try.
Wow, I'm not done with buffets.
Really?
I am.
All right.
I'm not gonna eat my. I'm not gonna go college style. College style is like, you know, like remember the first time they had the all you can eat kogi places. Madangse, was that what it's called? It was like $19.99, all you can eat, right? I remember that when my college senior year, that shit came out. I went in with my friends and we ordered crazy amounts of chadolbegi. To a point where, you know how they give you even if you don't ask for the bill, they give you the subak and the bill at the same time.
Yeah.
The ajumma gave it to us when we didn't ask for it. And I said, oh, we're going to order more. And they were like, okay. But they were like threatening us. If you don't finish the meat,
you
pay extra.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And so we got our money's worth.
Yeah.
That was college thinking. Now I'm like, no, I'm going to eat whatever I want at whatever pace I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why like the buffet is a little bit too much. You know, like I tend to go for like, I love pizza, right? But why would you get pizza at a buffet when you could, I don't know. When you do the math, it just doesn't make sense that you would spend like $35 to get yourself a bunch of pizza. You can go.
I'm not that calculative. Whatever money I
I
pay,
don't calculate too.
yeah,
I
yeah.
eat what I want at buffets
I have
now.
to.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
just
mean?
kind of what it. Yeah, it is what it is.
Before I end, there's one thing about Korea that I realized that I do not like.
What?
Compared to K-Town, LA.
Okay.
Korean restaurants in Korea typically only specialize in one or two dishes. Right?
In Korea.
In Korea.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree
Korean
with that.
restaurants in K-Town, for example, one of my favorites, Jeonju Hanilgwan,
Yeah.
they had a lot of cuisines or entrees that were good.
Oh, it was multiple different. Yeah.
right, right.
If you want to say they specialized in like 25 different things.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So there's multiple things.
Yeah.
So like if you took a big group
Yeah.
or like like 8 people, let's say,
Yeah.
everyone can pick what they want to
Yeah.
eat and it'd be cool. But here, particularly in Korea, if you want Korean food,
Mhm.
you kind of have to like be like, oh, if the whole group says I'm not feeling jeokbokkum,
Yeah.
really can't go to that restaurant.
Yeah. That's true.
You know what I mean? And,
Yeah. I mean, but what are you going to do? You're in Korea. Like, you have to specialize in something. You can't be lukewarm. I mean, you can't just be okay at everything.
I know.
In Korea, for sure, you can, right?
That's why
So-
I'm like, yo,
yeah.
I don't. And on top of that, the only other place would be like kimbap Cheongguk.
Mhm.
I'm not feeling that either. Or what is that other? Mapomandu. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. So
Okay.
for all you Korean food is great here, but you have to go to multiple restaurants to have a variety.
I see what you're saying. There's more of a risk, especially when you're with a group of people. Like, let's say 8 people, you have to pick one thing for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah.
That's harder to do.
One
here.
person's vegan, one person's on an all carnivore diet,
Yeah.
one person is a pescatarian, right? Then y'all just can't be friends for lunch or dinner.
You can go to Vips, Pizza Mall.
Ugh. Boo. That's why no Korean restaurants. I'm not a fan.
Okay. Well, let's end on a positive note on where we live, and say what we do love about Korea
Why?
is
Why?
I just want to talk about pyeonijams again.
Okay.
Like, I miss clearly I miss doing the pyeonmek thing.
Eating out. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're not really supposed to do that now, right?
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah,
You can't eat out. You can't eat or drink outside.
But I still go to the pyeonijam once a day, and I marvel at it every time I go in there. Everything in there is like, I love it. Whenever I was back home and I went into 7-Eleven, I never got that feeling.
Oh, I always got that feeling.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what it is? I think you love Korea more than you love the U.S. And I'm indifferent.
Okay.
To me, both countries smell like shit, but the shit smell is different.
Okay. All right. So on that note, we made it an hour to this show, and I don't want to edit more than an hour. So let's close this one and say,
don't worry, the tourism board's not going to fucking give us money anyway. Why are we trying to...
Thanks for buying t-shirts. We have hats and masks now.
Every week we're going to pop out with new merch.
Yeah.
Thank you for buying. The Keseki t-shirts have outsold anything out of Bobby's merch store. It's not number one seller.
It's bittersweet. Bittersweet, I'll say it. And so we said if the t-shirt sold, maybe we'll add another couple more items. And so we did add
a hat and a mask.
Hats and masks, right? So let's see how that does. Anyway, thanks guys, and maybe next week we'll keep it green if we've made more.
Yeah. Well, if it's red, that means nobody bought it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.